So I just got done seeing Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Trip. No, I didn't. I just got out of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This is what I wore to the Force Awakens screening. Custom-made Kylo Ren outfit because I'm cheap like that. And no, I couldn't wear the mask inside, but it was awesome. So let's talk about Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, pay close attention here. I will not give anything away in the first half of this video. The second half of this video will be spoilers, but I will let you know when I am going to talk about spoilers. So let's talk about Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and I gotta say, I can't even tell you the plot of the movie because the plot itself is a spoiler. So, but it stars Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Lupita Nyong'o. There's a whole bunch of people in this movie. And I'm going to talk about the characters and how I felt about them. And I'm going to talk about the good, and of course I'm going to talk... I do have a couple complaints with this movie, but let me just start this review off by saying I love this movie. This is a fantastic movie. By far my favorite movie of the year. It topped Creed, it topped Straight Outta Compton for me. I was highly anticipating this movie, probably more than I should have, and I was not really disappointed at all. So that's a good thing. And another thing is, it is my second favorite of the Star Wars movies right now. I have to see it a couple more times, but right now it's right behind Empire. Right now I would go Empire, Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones. That's my ranking right now. Let's talk about some of the new characters. We meet Finn, John Boyega, and this is not... I feel this isn't a spoiler because it was clearly implied in all the trailers. Finn is a stormtrooper working for the First Order, and he wants to get out. So I was right about that. He wants to get out, and then he meets Poe, played by Oscar Isaac, and Rey, played by Daisy Ridley in the film. And they kind of go off on this own little journey. I can't tell you exactly what it means, but meanwhile, the First Order, led by Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Snoke, Captain Phasma, General Hux, they're on this mission too, to stop Rey, Finn, and Poe, and the Resistance and all that at all costs. That's pretty much all I can say about the movie without giving too much away. Let's talk about the new characters. Finn. John Boyega was a guy that I didn't know much about, but seeing him promote the movie and stuff like that, you can clearly tell he's excited to be part of the Star Wars movies. He's a Star Wars fan, but I didn't know how I was going to like the character of Finn. John Boyega blew me away in this movie. Probably the best out of the new characters, I guess. The most impressive one. Daisy Ridley as Rey, another person I don't really know much about. She seemed cool and all the promotional stuff like that, and I kind of liked her. Not as much as John Boyega, but I liked her. Daisy Ridley blew me away in this movie also. BB-8. I have to talk about BB-8. BB-8 is the new droid that comes in and is kind of going on this adventure with our new characters. And I gotta say, in my predictions video, I made a statement saying BB-8 is gonna steal the show. It's gonna be what the kids love. And BB-8 is that. But I gotta say, BB-8 is a character that I, as an adult... I know, I'm in a Kylo Ren costume talking about a Star Wars movie. I don't seem very adult right now. But damn it, I loved BB-8 so much. BB-8's a smartass. I'm going to say BB-8 is better than R2-D2. I can't believe I'm saying that, but in my opinion, I like BB-8 more than I like R2-D2, personally. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but hey, that's how I feel about BB-8. Kylo Ren. Obviously, I was very excited to see Kylo Ren on screen. Kylo Ren did not disappoint at all, whatsoever. No problems with Adam Driver's Kylo Ren at all. A lot of people were starting to get concerned that he would be a Darth Vader ripoff, and I gotta admit, towards the end of the hype, before I seen the movie, I did start to get a little worried that he might be a Vader ripoff. I still thought he was going to be awesome, but I thought, okay, maybe he is going to be kind of like a Vader ripoff, but in a cool way. He's not a Vader ripoff at all. He's his own character. There's so much more to him than what you see in the trailer. And I gotta say, the marketing for this movie, fucking flawless. This is how you promote a movie, folks. Are you listening, Hollywood? Are you listening, producers of other studios? This is how you promote a movie. And I don't think this is a spoiler either. But the trailers, all the stuff you've seen in the trailers and the TV spots, you're like, oh, maybe they're starting to show too much. I can guarantee you, the trailers and all that stuff, the majority of that is from the first half of the movie. There's a whole second half that we haven't seen in any of the marketing yet. So, fucking flawless, fantastic. My complaints, I'm not going to get into my complaints too much because my complaints do contain spoilers. So I'm going to talk about that in the spoiler half of this review. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. This was a guy that I've been wanting to see back on screen as his character. And for the past couple years, Harrison Ford has been kind of phoning in his roles. He hasn't really been that much enthusiastic about his roles. And I was never worried about Han Solo, but damn it, this is not Harrison Ford phoning it in. This is Han Solo 30 years after Return of the Jedi. He's not the same Han Solo, but this is Han Solo 30 years later. And it's fucking fantastic. His dynamic with Chewie and the new characters, it works well. I thought the chemistry in this movie between all the characters, new and old, were fucking perfect. Couldn't have done it better. Yeah. Leia, she was awesome to see in this movie. I love seeing Leia, Carrie Fisher back in there. Again, another character that you thought was probably going to phone it in. She didn't. She was awesome. I loved her in this movie. Let's talk about General Hux. General Hux is a character, he's kind of like the new Tarkin. And I gotta say, General Hux is one of my complaints. I could talk about this one because this complaint isn't really a spoiler. I liked General Hux, I really did, but he did not impress me as much as I thought he was going to. So that was kind of a letdown. Andy Serkis as Supreme Leader Snoke, I can't talk about him yet. I'll save him for the spoiler section. Another complaint of mine is the music. John Williams is still the greatest composer of all time, and I gotta say, the music didn't really jump out at me. Other than when they were reusing old themes from the old movies, that stuff really stuck out to me. I really felt the scenes. But as for the new music, I gotta say, nothing really stood out to me when it comes to the music. The music wasn't bad. It was just kind of, I was kind of hoping the music would be a little bit better. But not that big of a deal. From the beginning of the movie, when it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and you see the Star Wars logo and the Episode 7 crawl starts happening, you're in that movie from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. You are sucked in. I was hooked. There's no bullshit tax federation in this. There's nothing like that at all. It really truly feels like Star Wars again. Star Wars is back in business. We are here. It's fucking phenomenal. J.J. Abrams did a fantastic job. I cannot wait to see Episode 8, Episode 9, Rogue One, Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, whatever spin-offs that they want to do. I'm all in for Star Wars again. Yes, fuck the prequel still. There is not really a single feel of the prequels in this movie. This is anything that you're feeling is either brand new but still feels like Star Wars, or you get some callbacks to of course the original trilogy. And the humor in this movie, there's a lot of fucking humor, more humor than I thought it was going to be. It's almost a Star Wars done as a comedy movie. And I don't mean that as a bad way, because it's not a bunch of Jar Jar Poo jokes or nothing like that. The humor works. Every single joke in this movie made me laugh. Every single one. There was not one joke in this movie where I wasn't laughing. And I gotta say, before this movie, The Avengers was the best experience that I had in the theater. The first Avengers, Star Wars The Force Awakens just topped that. From the minute Lucasfilm showed up on screen, the whole theater started applauding. We applauded every time the way the old characters were introduced. Every time we seen an old character come back on the screen for the first time, where we've seen a callback to the original trilogy, we all applauded. We applauded at the end of the movie. We just had a great time, and it's the greatest experience I've ever had in the cinema ever. I've seen Star Wars movies in the cinemas before, but those were the prequels, and the experience wasn't really all that great. This one, we are back. I feel like I was there in 1977 when the first Star Wars came out. I wasn't even alive back then, but this is probably how it felt. I absolutely loved it. If you guys can't tell, like I said, it is my favorite movie of the year. Everything in this movie is done right. There's not a single character in this movie that you really don't like at all. So, yeah, high A+, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Go see it right now. Stop the video and go watch Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm going to hopefully see it in the theater many, many more times. Probably 2 or 3 more times in the theater. I'm definitely going to buy it when it comes out. So now we're going to talk about spoilers. So if you have not seen The Force Awakens, stop watching right now because this will ruin the experience for you. If you have seen The Force Awakens, hi guys, let's talk spoilers. Alright, so like I said, I do have a few complaints. Nothing major, but I do have a few complaints with this movie. Number 1, Luke. Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Fucking great in the movie. The problem is he's not really in the movie. You know, I thought, with all the trailers, I'm like, oh shit, they're keeping Luke out of everything. They don't want us to know Luke is in this movie, judging by the trailers. So we're like, this has got to be big. And when it happens in the movie and you first see Luke at the end, it's like, I was hoping Luke would show up a lot sooner than what he did, but I'm glad he still made it into the movie. Great ending. In my opinion, it is the best final shot of a Star Wars movie so far. Out of all the Star Wars movies, this has the best ending shot, if you know what I mean. Like I said, General Hux didn't impress me. I like General Hux, but not as much as I thought I was going to. Andy Serkis as Supreme Leader Snoke. Everybody was guessing Snoke is Darth Plagueis. Snoke is Darth Plagueis. They didn't say if Snoke was Darth Plagueis. That's another complaint about this movie. It kind of segue into that. A lot of things were answered, and a lot of my predictions were right. Some of them are wrong, but most of them were right. But then again, there are a lot of questions left unanswered. And it's not like we have to, we don't know if we're ever going to see another Star Wars movie again. No, they have a plan now. We're going to get a Star Wars movie every year. I cannot wait another fucking year, but we got to. So maybe they'll reveal in a later movie that Snoke is Darth Plagueis. He doesn't look like Darth Plagueis' race. He doesn't look like immune. I thought, by the way, his look, I did not expect him to look like that at all, but it worked. I thought he was I thought maybe he was a little too big, but that could just be because he's talking kind of through a hologram type thing a little bit, and he looked giant. I don't know if he's going to be that big in person, but we'll have to wait and find out. I'm hoping Snoke isn't just a one and done. God, he's like the Emperor of the new trilogy. Kylo Ren, like I said, there's so much more to his character. Obviously, we all guessed that he was going to be Han Solo and Princess Leia's son. We all knew that. Luckily, it turned out to be true. It's awesome. We don't know a lot about why he went to the dark side other than just, he was manipulated by Snoke. There's got to be more to it than that, and I'm sure we'll find out. The lightsaber battle between... In the trailers, you think it's going to be Finn versus Kylo Ren. It's not. It's Finn versus Rey. And that fight scene is awesome. Now, how she managed to figure out how to use a lightsaber so quickly is beyond me, but no big deal. She had no lightsaber training whatsoever, and she put up a good fight against Kylo Ren. Now, Kylo Ren, I was not expecting him to take off the mask. Maybe once. But then he does it 3 or 4 times in the movie. I'm like, holy shit, we're seeing a lot of Kylo Ren face to face. Of a lot of Ben Solo, as his name was in the movie. I think it's Solo. I think his last name's Solo. I would guess. But I'm like, there's so much more to his character than what we initially thought. He's so much more damaged. I want to know more about him. He's a badass. He's evil as shit. But you can tell there's still kind of an emotion to him where he's kind of struggling. He's like, sometimes I want to go back to being on the light side. No, but being on the dark side is just way too fucking cool. There's a lot of those kind of moments in there. I absolutely loved it. Captain Phasma. I loved Captain Phasma in this movie. The problem was we don't get enough of her. And is Captain Phasma dead? Because the last time we saw her, she was being held up by Chewie, Han, and Finn. And Finn goes, what do we do with her? Han goes, does this place have a trash compactor? I'm like, yeah! And then that's the last we see of Captain Phasma. So is she in the trash compactor? Did she get smushed up? Is she dead? I don't know. I hope not. I'd like to see more of Phasma. I thought she was a cool character when she was there. Same thing with Poe Dameron. I loved Poe Dameron. I didn't think I was going to like Poe Dameron all that much, but I loved him. Not enough of him. Wish we would have seen more of him. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Like I said, Luke Skywalker, already kind of talked about him. Princess Leia, she was awesome. It was great to see Admiral Akbar back in there. C-3PO, he's got the red arm, but yet there's really no explanation to how he got the red arm. But he did kind of say it's a different story for a different time. That's basically what he said. So maybe we'll find out in Episode 8 or Episode 9. But I did like how they had... He's like, oh, you probably won't recognize me because I have a red arm now. So that was kind of cool. Let's see, what else can we talk about? The action scenes are so much fun. Maz Kanata, played by Lupita Nyong'o, a character I wasn't expecting too much of. Loved the character every time she was on screen. Like I said, the humor and all that works. I love the storyline, the direction, the writing of this movie. Everything about this movie I absolutely loved, except for a couple small things which really don't affect my experience of the movie. And I am not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not convincing myself this is a good movie when it's actually a bad movie. I am not Phantom Menacing this thing. I'm making sure of it. This is a good movie. Like I said, it is my second favorite of the Star Wars movies right now. I absolutely love it. Oh, I can't wait to see more. I know Kylo Ren's not dead. I just know it. I'm like, they're not going to kill Kylo Ren in this first one. Now, I think that's why he took the mask off a lot in this movie, because in the next one, he's going to have to keep it on now, because he's going to be all scarred and burned up and shit. So, I mean, that was a nice little setup. But then we have to talk about Han biting the dust. Han Solo dies, and again, another prediction that I was absolutely right about. Completely 100% Han Solo dies, and it's at the hands of Kylo Ren, who is his son. Fucking figures, I was right, and even though I knew it was coming, and some asshole spoiled it for me just a couple hours before I was going to see the movie. Spoiled that for me. I figured it was coming. I'm not exactly surprised, but you don't gotta be an asshole and fucking ruin that shit. Fuck you, dude. I don't know who you are, but fuck you. Sorry, I had to get that out. But yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised, but I was still very emotional when it happened. I'm like, Han Solo is gone. We'll never see Han Solo again. He's not a Jedi, so he can't make himself a Force ghost in the next one. We'll never see Han Solo again. But I told you guys, I guarantee you that was part of the reason Harrison Ford decided to come back for this one, is because he got killed off like he wanted to get killed off in Return of the Jedi. Did I not say that? Go back and watch my predictions video from last month. Yes, I did. But, yeah, I absolutely love The Force Awakens. I'm going to go see it a few more times. I'm going to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Second favorite in the saga, high A+. What do you guys think of Star Wars The Force Awakens? Comment your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't spoil it. If you spoil it, you're gone from my channel. You will be blocked from my YouTube channel. Because this is a movie that I don't want anybody spoiling it for anybody. Unless you're watching this video like a year or two after the movies come out. And then at which point, then it's fair game. But give everybody a chance to see the movie first. Don't be an asshole like that other guy and spoil it in the comment section, because that's just not right. Not for Star Wars. You don't do that. That's the thing. Like I said, the theater experience was so great, and I told you a little bit about we were applauding and we were crying and we were laughing together, and it was the greatest experience I've had in the cinema. But this was not a movie. This was an event, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Star Wars, don't spoil Star Wars down here. Don't do that. Don't do that right now, mother yucker. Alright, I shit on your hood right now. Fuck to you, fuck to your face. Alright, kiss my big brown fucking ass. Yeah. Star Wars The Force Awakens High Plus, I absolutely loved it. What more can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? Like the video if you've seen the movie. Comment, share, subscribe. Just do it!